Good evening, Lake Orion. Well, talk about a nice summer day out. You know, the weather's not bad. I'm your host, Anthony, and I am between Taorminas. Yes, indeed, Lake Orion. I'm your host this week, Anthony. Sammy, how you doing?
I'm hanging in there, you, and just like checking out some latest updates on some people.
Hey, I noticed a strange poll come around lately about our beloved co-host Ian.
Yes.
There's some people that are actually saying that Ian should be taken off the show.
Yes, I agree.
I don't. I like when Ian's on the show. It makes for good entertainment value.
Ian's
you know that 43% are calling for Ian's head on the show?
Oh, I know they are.
We're not talking about pitchforks like the French Revolution.
No, but I think I know who Ian's hanging out with right now.
Don't.
He's hanging out with this guy, Coco Crisp.
You think he's hanging out with Coco Crisp?
Yes, he's hanging out with Coco Crisp. Look at
All
that
right.
Coco Crisp.
All right, anyways, let's talk about something that, want to talk baseball first?
Got hockey news.
Let's do hockey first.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the hockey news is the Red Wings got a new coach. It was not surprising that the Wings got a new coach. It's the same coach who used to coach at Grand Rapids.
Jeff Bashel.
What's your take about it?
I'm looking at it right now. It was no surprise, to be honest with you, with Jeff Bashel. He did successful at Grand Rapids, of course. Won a Calder Cup with the Griffins.
Mm-hmm.
Took them to the conference finals, of course, who they were eliminated by my Texas Stars last year. And then, of course, they had another run to the conference final. So when you look at Bashel, I think he's a perfect guy for this job in Detroit. He is because he was close to Babcock. He's got a little bit of experience. The players know him well, especially the ones that were the young players who played at Grand Rapids. He's had a lot of success in Grand Rapids. You know what I mean?
But, I mean, the concern is that there's a lack of experience there. So, do you think that
Well, he served 1 year as an assistant coach under Babcock, before going to Grand Rapids. Yes. So I think when you look at the transition, of course, that leadership core is getting older.
Right.
So there had to be some changes in there. So, and I just noticed on the new site, General Fanger, Detroit's got $13 million in cap space to spend.
Ooh.
So that's very interesting. Of course, my Dallas Stars have $14 million to spend.
Very, very rarely do you see the Detroit Red Wings under the cap.
It's rare.
It's very, very rare. Usually, they're often perceived as the New York Yankees of hockey. They're seen as they're a team that's probably in most years supposed to be over the cap.
Traditionally, yes, but they're not like a Chicago or a Boston or a type of those, or an LA, a team that's got to have to shed cap space. You know what I mean? When you look at a team like Chicago who's going to have to spend who's going to have to trade somebody, Boston had to do the same thing. We're in a cap world.
Right.
The cap's going up to $71 million next year. You look at the players that they need to spend. It's around that type of money. And then when you look at, we're in a salary cap world, and I think the cap's done a really nice job of keeping everything at a level playing field, you know what I mean? But, Detroit somehow has found a way to overcome this because of their AHL team in Grand Rapids. I think the reason why they're successful is because of the Grand Rapids program.
So, but do you think, too, that going into the season, they're under the cap, so do you think the Wings are going to gun for a major big fish?
When I look
They could.
They could, but when I look at the cap of Detroit, you know, when you look at the total salary they have, they're $62 million right now. You know what I mean? And the cap's going to go up to $71 million. So that's going to be about $9 million that they're going to have to spend. So I don't see Detroit necessarily spending for another player. You know, I could see I could see them possibly. They got a lot of restricted free agents on there that they need to sign.
Age too, 36, 34.
Yep. And then you look at Detroit, you know what I mean? They got a lot of restricted free agents got to sign, you know what I mean? So I expect them to sign maybe a couple players, you know what I mean, out of this list. But at the end of the day, I mean, like Detroit's salary cap space is going to be a little bit lower, according to General Fanger. Of course, they're at 62 right now, and the cap's going to be at 71. You know, it says $13 million in cap space, but they got a lot of restricted free agents they got to sign out of that, and it's going to take a huge bite out of that salary cap space.
So, pretty much you're looking at but do you see the Wings being back into contention or no?
It's going to be tough for Detroit because when you look at the Eastern Conference, you know, they barely got in, but I think Tampa's better. And look at Tampa Bay, they're a team that's under the cap.
Yes.
And they're a team that, you know, Tampa, I mean, like, they got young players.
Stars.
And, of course, they got my beloved Dallas Stars
Your
here,
beloved Dallas Stars.
Of course, you know, they got $14 million in cap space. They don't have a lot of restricted free agents to sign, you know what I mean? So, I think Dallas in good space, my team is.
Your beloved Dallas Stars.
My beloved Dallas Stars.
Of course, we had to go into this talking about your beloved Dallas Stars.
Yes, my hockey team beloved Stars. But look at Tampa Bay. Look at Tampa Bay. You know what I mean? They got a total, they are right now at $70 million right now, total salary, you know. They only got about $1 million to spend, you know, but look at all the restricted free agents they got to sign. I mean, this is scary. Tampa Bay is a team that's scary in the long haul. I mean, Are you kidding me with Tampa Bay? I mean,
look how young they are.
They are young, too, and this is scary. Absolutely scary with Tampa Bay because, you know, they got, Steve Yzerman's done a very good job. And look at the draft picks they got. Out of this. Oh, my God. 9 draft picks in the first round. Are you kidding me? Tampa Bay is scary. Scary for the next couple seasons. And that's a credit to Steve Yzerman for what he's done in Tampa Bay.
Any final thoughts?
Well, I'm looking at your hockey team salary cap, the Colorado Avalanche.
Oh, good. I like seeing that.
Let's look at the Avalanche here. They got some room to spend. You know what I mean? They got, I think it's going to be very interesting how they spend it. Of course, Nathan McKinnon, is going to have get some money out of this.
Oh, but, yeah, obviously.
But Colorado's in an interesting position. You know what I mean? They're an older team. They're going to have to get younger a little bit more. You know what I mean? So, but it is what it is. So, so we'll see what happens with Colorado, my team, Dallas, and then, of course, Detroit. Keep an eye on it.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk about the Tigers here on Between Taorminas on ONTV.
Hello, I'm Oakland County Sheriff Mike Bouchard.
And I'm former Detroit Red Wing Joe Koster.
We'd like to remind you to practice safe boating by knowing the laws regarding water safety.
Please make sure you have the necessary safety equipment on board and be sure all of your equipment is working properly before leaving the dock.
And the probability of being involved in a boating accident nearly doubles when alcohol is involved. Always check local weather conditions, and if you notice darkening clouds, play it safe. Get off the water. Have a safe, enjoyable summer on the lake.
Between Taorminas here on ONTV. Hey, Sam, you notice we get a lot of interaction with those shows?
Yeah.
The MWO,
of course.
Talk Juicy, who we talked about at the
Yep.
And
Interesting.
Some of them have been known to be on our infamous call-out list, which we'll see next week.
Yes.
Anyways, let's talk about something that is probably close to yours and Ian's heart. Is the Detroit Tigers? They are down 3.5 games
back to Chicago.
to the Twins
and the Royals. Yep.
Okay, but on the positive side, they won 2 out of 3 against Chicago, and do you think that this could be against the White Sox? Could this be a breakthrough and they play the Cubs?
No.
Why?
No. Here's why. Chicago's 30. The Cubs are 30-25. You know,
So?
they're 15-14 on the road. They've been red hot. They got a young, upcoming team. Anthony Rizzo's a good player. Chris Bryant's a good player. Sterling Castle's a good player. And, of course, the Tigers got to see John Lester in this series. So that's not going to be an easy match for the Tigers. Now, is this a breakthrough? Nah, because they're playing the Chicago Cubs. Look at their last 10 games. 2-8 in their last 10 games.
Yes, I
and
know.
ever since the county meet, ever since the middle school city meet that we have every year,
Which we are blaming
the
Ian.
Tigers have been an absolute disaster. Here's a team that's lost 4 games to the Angels, 3 to Oakland. You know, they lost 1 to Chicago. You know, this is a team that I know they're taking care of business in the Central, but you cannot be a 14-15 team out of your home ballpark and think you want to win the Central Division. That is why the Tigers are struggling. And that's why I think Brad Ausmus needs to go, and their bullpen's been a disaster. And that explains a lot because the bullpen's been a disaster. Besides Joaquin Soria, the Tigers should have swept Chicago. Had not been for Joaquin Soria blowing that against Adam Eaton, you know, the Tigers, they win. They sweep the Sox.
But that home stretch, that's very disturbing.
It's
It's a very disturbing trend because at home, because you're supposed to take care of business at home, at your home ballpark.
Right.
Do you think a lot of that constitutes of the offense or the pitching or both or Ausmus?
I think it consummates to all 3. I think Brad Ausmus does have to share some blame here, but also Dave Dombrowski shares some blame here, so that's another problem. You look at the Tigers as a team, they still, I know Victor Martinez coming back. I know Justin Verlander's supposed to pitch Saturday against Cleveland, so we'll see what happens, you know what I mean, with this team. We'll see what happens with this team. But you look at it, they just had the MLB draft yesterday, so we'll see what happens.
One team I noticed that seems to be winning a lot is the New York Yankees. The Yankees are winning the East right now.
They're up 1.5 games on Tampa Bay.
Has the Yankees been a surprise?
Well, they make a lot of money, for starters.
Obviously.
And then, you know, it's kind of, well, Michael Pineda's had a nice start, nice year, nice return back. You know, but you got Alex Rodriguez starting to come around a little bit. Mark Teixeira starting to come around a little bit. I mean, you know, you can't keep the Yankees down long. You know what I mean?
No.
You really can't. I mean, they've won 6 straight games. Another team that's hot, Toronto, even though the road record's is abysmal. So I think when you look at the Yankees, I think they're fine right now. New York, I think they're in all right shape right now.
One thing that I know we talked light on this last week was we talked about the Texas Rangers. Are they going to threaten the Houston Astros?
Yes, they're only 3 back.
Wow.
They're only 3 back because they got this prospect named Joey Gallo. I love this kid a lot. He can hit for power. He can steal bases. He can play well. You put him with Prince Fielder. I mean, like you can put Adrian Beltre at DH. You know what I mean? This is gonna tell.
Also, Josh Hamilton.
And you got Josh Hamilton back. You know what I mean? This is a scary, scary lineup. What Texas has. You know what I mean?
Also, what about the Angels?
The Angels are a team that they lost 5 straight games. You know what I mean? This Angel team, they swept the Tigers, but got swept by the Yankees. We don't know where this team is right now. We really don't know where the Angels are right now. We really don't. They're like the Tigers, sort of, right now.
Struggling with consistency.
Correct.
So, do you think the Tigers catch the Twins or the Royals? Because the Twins and the Royals are both due to go on losing streaks.
I don't think they catch Kansas City, but they will catch the Twins.
Why don't you think they'll catch
Kansas City's bullpen is very good. They got a lot of offensive pieces, too.
You know, they had 7 All-Stars.
Osmer's had a nice year. Moustakas had a nice year. Kane's having a nice year. I mean, you look at Kansas City, and then you have that bullpen. You know what I mean? That bullpen is going to keep them and win them games. Even though they've lost, they're 4-6 in the last 10 games. It's just, I think Kansas City right now is I think right now better than the Tigers.
The key thing is right now, but we're still pretty fairly early in the year.
I think the Tigers catch the Twins, but they don't catch the Royals. The reason why Minnesota's doing well is they're 20-10 at Target Field. Target Field's a place where pitchers love to pitch, you know, and that explains to me, you know, and that's why they're winning right now. You know what I mean? If you have a good home record and above 500 and a 500 road record, you're in good shape in baseball.
It seems like it, but I mean, the Tigers, they need to start winning their home games. Do you think you think that could be a reason why they're the record they are? It's the home games.
Yeah, that's a reason right there. Is that their home record is not very good, 14-15. You look at the Tigers. This is a team that's going to have to have to win games at home and get healthy. You know what I mean? If they want to do something, and fix the bullpen.
Okay, so you know, see when Ian returns next week, seeing how that goes. We'll see what happens. All right, when we come back, we're gonna discuss both the NHL and NBA playoffs here on BT. Hello, Lake Orion. It's Anthony Taormina, co-host of Between Taorminas. I want to let you know of a new show called History Now. In it, we're going to talk about global, national, and political events that occur in our lifetime. We're going to also have guests and also have co-hosts as well, and also plenty of surprises. Catch us on History Now here on ONTV.
Hello, Lake Orion and Oakland County. This is Sammy Taormina here, talking a new show here called OA Now. We're going to talk about sports from football to basketball to volleyball to track and field to soccer, cross country, etc. here on OA Now on ONTV.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas here on ONTV. Sam, what are you looking at?
Well, I'm looking at General Fanger, of course. Looking at everybody's salary caps right now. Of course, look who has the top 2 salary caps in the league. They're from Chicago. Jonathan Thames and Patrick Kane. Are you kidding me? $10.5 million a season? What? No! No! They gotta trade somebody. What are you doing spending up $20 million on a $70 million cap? Waste of time.
They're both from Chicago?
Yep, and they're the Stanley Cup final right now.
Yes, that is true. I can't believe they're the top 2 from Chicago.
Yep, top 2 in the salary cap are from Chicago.
Oh, boy.
Thames and Kane, you know what I mean?
Let's talk about the NHL playoffs right now. The Lightning are up 2-1.
Yep.
Lightning won in Chicago.
Yep, they got Mo back.
If Chicago loses the Stanley Cup Finals, is it on the players or is it on Quenneville?
I think it's on the players because, you know, when you look at Quenneville, with what Joe Quenneville's done with Chicago.
Yeah, the failure story in Colorado.
I think he stabbed Colorado in the back. You know what I mean? That's what I think. You know what I mean? What Joe Quenneville's done. But
no, the Avs fired him, remember?
Yeah, but I just think when you look at what Quenneville's done with Chicago, a lot of people have him on the hot seat. You know what I mean? He loses. Just recently, you know, of course, I was reading an article about Quenneville. Of course, he lost his mind and kicks a towel. You know what I mean, on the bench. You know what I mean. Now he's not like Patrick Waugh now. You know, Patrick Waugh's a whole nother story. But it's rare to see Quenneville lose his mind. You know, like he did. I mean, then Chicago, of course, you know, for their slow starts, and Chicago's had problems with it. This is why Chicago, to me, is a team that they've got some issues. You know what I mean? They've got some issues.
And you made mention of Tampa Bay earlier. You were talking about how they're going to be scary.
They're young. They are scary. I mean, I think it's going to be.
They're under the cap, too.
They're under the cap, too. And they got 9 picks in this year's NHL draft. I mean, coming up June 26th. This is a scary, scary team that Steve Yzerman's got in Tampa Bay. This could be a team that might win Stanley Cups maybe for years to come, or maybe even have clashes with the Dallas Stars, of course, which I think the Stars are better than the Lightning, but it is what it is.
So, but you're looking at, do you think the series is over, or do you think it goes 7 games?
I think it goes 7 because Chicago's got way too much pride. I just think when you look at Chicago, this is a team I think is going to have to be. This is a very good team, but Chicago's going to have to be. They're going to have to play much smarter, and they're going to have to win one in Tampa to get it back to Chicago.
Right, but I mean, it seems like Tampa can be beat at home.
They can
we saw
be.
that with the Wings.
But it
we
was
saw that
something with Tampa in the
Rangers, we saw
regular
that.
season because, like, when you look at Tampa Bay, the record on the road, they were terrible on the road, you know. But they won a Game 6 in Detroit, and that turned their fortunes around.
It seemed like it. It really, really seemed like it. Switching gears a little bit, the NBA Finals. LeBron James had another triple-double.
Yep.
The series is in Cleveland.
Yep.
Cleveland got the one game they needed. They're Cleveland for 2 games, and they go back to Golden State for 1.
You know what's funny? What's funny is J.R. Smith. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Here's a guy that screwed everything up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. You know, I'm reading this. He thanked God and his teammates after surviving the late fouls. You know what I mean? I mean, when you look at Cleveland, this is a team that's completely decimated with injuries. Kyrie Irving's hurt. Kevin Love's out for the year. You know, but this is the thing that, you know, that LeBron James is carrying Cleveland right now. He is seriously carrying Cleveland. I think, you know, if he's got to carry him, I think, for the next 5 games. You know what I mean? Especially the rest of the series. Because, you know, Golden State's going to be up and coming. You know what I mean? They are coming.
They're one of the best road teams
in
the league. They're one of the best road teams in the NBA.
Stephen Curry had a terrible night in Game 2. He's going to want to bounce back at the Q in Game 3. You know? So I think I could see a split again in the Q. In Cleveland. I can see a split again.
So you think this could go?
This will go 7 games. This will go 7 games.
I got them going 6.
I know, but I have a feeling this series between Cleveland and Golden State's going 7 games. Because LeBron James is going to carry Cleveland on his back. And it was 2 overtime games, 2 amazing games.
Right. 2 overtime games, you're right.
2 amazing games. There were 2 great games. Both games went to overtime. So it was anybody's ball game. When you look at
you think they match up well with each other?
Very, very well. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And Golden State's got no answer for LeBron James, but Cleveland's got no answer for. Well, Cleveland put that pest on Stephen Curry, and he struggled. Dellavedova, he struggled in that game.
Right. Now another thing, American Pharoah wins a Triple Crown. What's your take about that?
First time since 1978 somebody won a Triple Crown. That would make a guy like Joe Johnson real happy.
Yes, Joe Johnson would be very happy.
That would make Joe Johnson real happy. Here's why it would make Joe Johnson happy. Joe Johnson hasn't seen a Triple Crown winner. You know what I mean? He hasn't. So, you know, I think this is a good opportunity.
It's a good thing for horse racing.
It's a good thing for a horse to win a Triple Crown. You know what I mean?
It's a good thing for horse racing.
But also, I like what Victor Espinosa, the horse rider, did. He's giving his Triple Crown earnings to charity. I think that's a good thing. You know what I mean? He gave his earnings to charity. You know what I mean?
He's going to race again, American Pharoah.
He's going to race again with American Pharoah. You look at what Victor Espinosa did. I think that's the most positive thing what he's ever did. You know what I mean? Positive thing. He's helping people. He's giving it to charity to people that are in need. I like that, what he did. I think American Pharoah and Victor Espinosa are great for horse racing. What they're doing right now.
All right. Okay, so any final thoughts for this week?
You look at it here. I think that you know, a lot of those kids are going to be heading off the ice.
Oh, yes.
Are going to be heading off. Seniors, congratulations. Like I said, you know, Lake Orion's got a new boys basketball coach, as you know,
Yes.
Jim Manzo.
Yes.
It's interesting. You know what I mean? A lot of interesting things going around in the world of sports right now.
Also, I want to give a shout out to Lake Orion class of 2015. Congratulations, you guys are going to become Lake Orion alumni. You guys are, guys are going to join a long list of alumni. Wish you guys nothing but the best going forward. And, hopefully you guys will come back to Lake Orion. Never ever forget your roots. Never ever forget, never ever forget where you were from and the people that were in your life. It's going to be it's going to be some changes, some transitions, but you never ever forget your roots, never forget your friends, never forget who helped you get there. All right, well, this will do it for this week's episode of Between Taorminas. Ian should be back. I mean, for those of you guys who are missing Ian, he should be back. There's no reason for him not to be back. So, all right, we're going to head on up. All right, Lake Orion, see you soon.